Welcome back. I apologize. I am sorry. I'll explain what is going on in a moment. Let's make sure we don't mess up our. Let's make sure we don't put our cart before the horse. It's time to do the great Pledge of Allegiance. So if you'll join me now, thank you. Some of you are saying, I know Mary Alice, who used to wake up so early to be on with me, to be here. I missed you guys too, so thank you for coming in. I'll talk about that in a moment. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance, though, first. You'll see it on the screen there. Join me, if you will. Stand up here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. All right. Well, sorry. I'm very sorry that I have been gone for so long. I was traveling for my work, but I also just got so busy. And you know what I decided was I miss talking to you guys. I really do. I miss these opportunities to chat. And I got some messages from all of you that you missed the same thing. So I'm glad to be back. And we've got some things. I made sure to take some notes to catch up on things. So the first thing I want to observe about myself is I was allowing all these distractions to get away from some of the things that were really helpful. And when we talk every morning, what happens is two things. It helps me get some of my thoughts out, which is really helpful. But more importantly, I hear from so many of you, either through direct messages or through social media, email, and it makes a big difference to get feedback and thoughts and get a sense of what's going on. It's kind of a little community. That's what it is. And so thank you for all your feedback and for being so kind to me. And let me make sure to tell you, in fact, I'll put this up tomorrow on the screen across the bottom here. Ways you can get in touch with me directly. I'm on social media, of course, especially through Twitter, at Eagle Ed Martin. The direct messages are always open. A bunch of you get to me that way, which is great. Some people email me directly, ed@phyllisschlafly.com, ed@phyllisschlafly.com. Goes right to my phone, and my email. And then there's a texting line that I've had for years and years and years. You can text me directly. It comes to my phone. It's 314-256-1776. 314-256-1776. I just enjoy very much the interaction. So I'm sorry about the distractions. I was traveling last week down to Florida to spend some time with General Flynn and the America's Future board and team, and it's exciting what's happening. You're going to start to see General Flynn's reemergence as a public figure, but in a different way. He's not particularly, he's not in government anymore. He's not directly in politics. He's more interested in communicating about what makes America special. And I think you're going to enjoy that a lot. By the way, for those of you that are wondering, we're out in Northern Virginia, my family and I. And so if you're not in this area, you may have seen this on the news. These cicadas are coming out. Once every 17 years, the cicadas come out. They're this kind of bug that burrows down and stays hibernating for 17 years. It's no source. It's an endless source of interest and fun for my 4 children and my wife and I. It's on the TV a little bit. They call this Brood X, is this cohort that only comes out every 17 years. These big bugs, they don't harm anybody. They don't harm people. They do damage to trees, but they're loud and they're all over the place. And it's just beginning now. It's just starting to start up. It'll last about 3 weeks or a month. But the fun thing is, I shouldn't even tell you this, but those of you that watch when I'm doing this from home, we have 2 dogs now. We have Lady, who is a very civilized boxer, and then we have Duke, who is a brand new puppy. Lady's a girl, and Duke is a boy, and he's a Boston Terrier, and he's a puppy, and he's a lunatic. And so he's all boy, all puppy, all lunatic. He's just wild. And he is now officially considered the cicada hunter because he tracks them down and eats them. And we've checked it out. It's not bad for his health. It's a high source of protein, but this has become quite a thing to watch. So we're all fine on the cicada front, in case you're wondering. But I do have to say, all summer starting here, it's like 96 degrees yesterday, and already the air conditioning is not keeping up here in the office. So I don't have my sport coat on because it's a little warm, but summer's here. So I hope people are getting ready for that. And back to my point at the very beginning, no distractions. You know, we got to stick to our basics. One of my children pointed out to me, which was very, very cool. He said, Dad, we never missed church, even during all the COVID stuff, meaning sometimes we did it from home because there was too much uncertainty. We did it on TV, but we never missed Sunday church, which is probably one of the better things that my wife and I have achieved, I'd say, because we just don't miss church. And so you got to keep the distractions aside. So I'm making you my commitment. I'm going to be here. I've got my phone set up now so that I can do this on the phone. I think we'll get that worked out with our great technical dude and communications director, Ryan Haidt. I think he set it up for me, and I'm going to work on that. So wherever I am, I'll at least jump on and be able to connect with you, because I realized I need it as much as you do. All right, so a couple of things. CNN fired Rick Santorum. Might have seen that. They fired him for being conservative. He joins the illustrious line. It started with Jeffrey Lord, myself, Steve Cortez, now Rick Santorum. I remember when CNN offered me a contributor role, which was, for a while, it was every week. They'd fly me up to New York and I'd be on in person. This is before the COVID stuff. And I remember asking, of all people, Roger Stone. I was talking to Roger Stone about something. I said, what do you think? He said, definitely do it. He says, great exposure, great experience. You'll learn a lot. And he said, just get ready to be fired. At some point, they will engineer a way to fire you, because they will not tolerate a conservative who does the job. And so Jeffrey Lord, that happened to him. Same thing happened to me. They engineered this kind of crazy claim that I had said some things that were racist and all this kind of stuff. Is typical April Ryan and Anna Navarro, but the fun thing is they were dial testing on the show all the time because they have so much money. And they were telling me off the record, they said, you're not supposed to know, but I was dial testing through the roof. I think the Happy Warrior on CNN was, worked well. But Rick Santorum did a lot of years now, I think 4 or 5 years. And generally, he did really well. I mean, he got beat up all the time, which is very unpleasant. He sometimes he was a little harder on Trump than I would have been. I think that was maybe a little Stockholm syndrome. But he did really well. And you know what he did really well with? He's a great pro-life conservative, and he led on life. His record and his history is extraordinary. So again, as Roger Stone said, they'll find a reason to fire you eventually. Just get ready for it and prepare. And so good for Rick Santorum, though, doing a good job and getting canceled for some speech he gave, which when he talked about the larger context with I think Chris Cuomo, made perfect sense. But it doesn't matter. Sense doesn't matter. And that's the all right. So the last thing I want to tell you is I want to encourage you now to get ready. You'll hear more about this next week, but Flag Day. It looks like 4th of July this year will be a kind of American re-independence day. The American people are sick of listening to the CDC. They're sick of listening to institutions that have failed them. So by July 4th, it's going to be Independence Day, and there'll be lots of coverage of that. It'll be a re-independence day, but it will inevitably be dominated by the TV and all trying to show Biden and show politics and all that stuff. It's extraordinary to watch them go so soft on Biden. But between now and then, just 2 weeks from now, is Flag Day, June 14th, celebration of our flag. And as we do every time we start the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm just going to encourage you, and you're going to see next week, General Flynn has something to say about this. We're going to roll this out. It's going to be extraordinary. So get your mind focused on Flag Day. We'll have a Flag Day celebration, and then we'll go right into Independence Day, the re-Independence Day, the celebration of the end of this COVID period. Obviously, the disease is going to linger, and there's going to be things going on, but we've had enough, right? We've had enough. And I think that the American people are done trusting government to tell them how it should play out. We've had enough, and that will be so. But focus on Flag Day. And if I can encourage you, start looking now. Start looking now. Make sure you got a flag on your house. I'm partial to, we don't have a flagpole right now. As many of you know that have watched, I wanted a flagpole for my birthday a few weeks ago, and 6 weeks ago, instead I received a dog, this Duke, the puppy. So that's worked out. Anyway, we don't have a flagpole. So I'm partial to the flags that hang on the side of a home or the side of your deck. You can get them almost anywhere now. Make sure it's American made. Don't buy the Chinese ones, and get ready to celebrate the flag, celebrate our flag, and also the Pledge of Allegiance. The Pledge of Allegiance is so important. So no more distractions. I'll be back here Thank you to Mary Alice and so many others. Deb sent me something. Aaron, also Thomas, all different folks that were emailing me and texting me saying, where are you? Where you been? So we're back, and I will be back here again. Oh, and there goes the phone. All right, everybody. We will. I'll talk to you then. Thanks for being here. See ya.